Hello and welcome back to Math and Maticians. The world of finance is a complex place. Understanding the investment decisions of public figures can be even more intricate. This video delves into the financial and political implications of Senator Cynthia Lummis's investments in Wyoming-based companies. We will examine the details of Senator Lummis's investments, her legislative actions, and the public and political reactions they have garnered. Our exploration will also consider the ethical considerations inherent in such situations. Senator Cynthia Lummis is a Republican representing Wyoming in the United States Senate. Her family has deep roots in the state with a long history in ranching, land ownership, and business. This background has shaped both her personal and political perspectives. Senator Lummis's financial disclosures indicate a net worth somewhere in the eight-figure range. Not quite to $100 million, but we can only imagine it will not be long until a nine-figure net worth is reached, especially as Sweetgrass's construction finalizes at the end of 2025, a distinctive community at the top of the Rocky Mountain Front Range in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Her portfolio is notable for its significant investments in Wyoming-based companies, a pattern that aligns with her family's legacy and her commitment to her home state. This focus on local investment distinguishes her from some of her colleagues, who often invest in companies with ties to their respective Senate committees. On March 1, 2025, Senator Lummis made significant investments in 3 Wyoming companies. These investments reflect her deep-rooted connection to her home state and her commitment to fostering local businesses. By channeling her resources into these enterprises, she aims to support the local economy and create job opportunities for Wyoming residents. These investments, disclosed to the public on April 25, 2025, provide valuable insights into her financial strategy and potential areas of interest. The disclosure forms reveal a thoughtful approach to investing, focusing on sectors that are integral to Wyoming's heritage and future growth. This transparency allows the public to understand her priorities and the potential impact of her investments on the community. The first investment was in Arp Hammond Hardware, a Cheyenne-based business established in 1950. This historic hardware store has been a cornerstone of the community for decades, providing essential goods and services to residents. By investing in this company, Senator Lummis is helping to preserve a piece of Wyoming's history while ensuring its continued operation and success. This family-owned company holds a special significance for Senator Lummis, as her father, Doran E. Lummis, served as its president. The legacy of the Lummis family is deeply intertwined with the history of Arp Hammond Hardware, making this investment not just a financial decision but a personal one as well. It reflects her dedication to maintaining her family's legacy and supporting businesses that have a long-standing relationship with the community. Her substantial financial commitment underscores her confidence in the business's potential for growth and her desire to see it thrive. By injecting this capital, she is enabling the company to expand its operations, improve its services, and better serve the needs of the community. The second investment was in Lummis Livestock Company LLC, a family-owned beef cattle ranch in which the senator is actively involved. This ranch is not only a business but also a way of life for the Lummis family, as well as many, if not most, of her constituents, representing their deep connection to Wyoming's agricultural heritage. By investing in the ranch, Senator Lummis is supporting sustainable agricultural practices and contributing to the local food supply. Public records indicate the company generated $72,000 in income in 2020 and $110,000 in 2019. These figures highlight the ranch's steady performance and its importance to the local economy. The investment ensures that the ranch can continue to operate efficiently, adopt new technologies, and maintain its commitment to high-quality beef production. Senator Lummis's significant investment reflects her belief in the long-term viability of the ranch and her commitment to preserving Wyoming's ranching traditions. It also demonstrates her dedication to supporting family-owned businesses that contribute to the state's economic and cultural fabric. Finally, Senator Lummis invested more than $1 million in Sweetgrass Land Company LLC. This real estate development company is behind the 2,300-acre planned community known as Sweetgrass in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The development aims to provide modern housing solutions while respecting the natural landscape and community values. The project is designed to offer a blend of residential, commercial, and recreational spaces, creating a vibrant and sustainable community. By investing in Sweetgrass, Senator Lummis is supporting the growth and development of Cheyenne, ensuring that it can accommodate future generations. The development emphasizes sustainability, land stewardship, and a commitment to preserving Western heritage. It includes green spaces, parks, and community centers that foster a sense of belonging and connection among residents. Senator Lummis's investment in Sweetgrass Land Company LLC highlights her vision for a balanced approach to growth, one that honors the past while looking towards the future. Senator Lummis's legislative actions, particularly those related to land use, have been a focal point of her political career. Her policies often reflect the unique needs and challenges of Wyoming, a state with vast rural areas and a strong agricultural presence. The agricultural industry, which is a cornerstone of Wyoming's economy, has drawn considerable attention. Critics argue that these actions could potentially benefit her financial interests, given her background and investments in the sector. This has led to a broader discussion about the intersection of personal gain and public service, raising concerns about conflicts of interest. One area of focus is Senator Lummis's support for selling federal land for affordable housing, a policy that has both supporters and detractors. The debate centers on whether such sales truly serve the public interest or primarily benefit private developers. This policy position is aligned with the Trump administration's 2025 plan, which aimed to increase home ownership by making more land available for development. She co-sponsored the Houses Act in 2024, a significant piece of legislation in this context. The Houses Act is designed to streamline the process of transferring federal land to local and state governments for below-market purchase. This legislation specifically excludes parks and protected lands from such sales, ensuring that conservation efforts are not compromised. Proponents of the bill, including Senator Lummis, argue that it could generate significant revenue, potentially up to $100 billion according to estimates from the American Enterprise Institute, while addressing the pressing need for affordable housing. The bill's supporters believe that by making more land available, housing prices could stabilize and more families could achieve the dream of homeownership. In April 2025, Senator Lummis and her Wyoming colleague, Senator Barrasso, voted against a Senate amendment aimed at blocking public land sales as a means of deficit reduction. This vote further solidified their stance on the issue, emphasizing their belief in the economic benefits of land sales over the potential short-term fiscal gains of deficit reduction. This decision fueled public debate about the potential consequences of such policies. While some see it as a necessary step to boost the economy and provide affordable housing, others worry about the long-term impacts on public lands and the environment. The controversy continues to be a hot topic in Wyoming and beyond, reflecting the complex balance between development and conservation. Senator Lummis's investments and legislative actions have generated a wide range of reactions from the public and the political sphere. Her decisions have sparked both admiration and controversy, reflecting the deeply divided opinions among her constituents and colleagues. Supporters applaud her commitment to Wyoming's economic growth and her efforts to address critical issues like affordable housing. They believe her policies have brought tangible benefits to the community, such as job creation and improved living standards. However, critics raise concerns about potential conflicts of interest and the long-term implications of her policy positions. They argue that her financial interests might influence her legislative decisions, potentially compromising the welfare of the public. Environmental groups and some state politicians, notably Representative Carly Provenza, have voiced strong opposition to the sale of public lands. They fear that such actions could lead to irreversible damage to the environment and loss of public access to these lands. They argue that such sales could threaten recreational areas, wildlife habitats, and the delicate balance of rural economies. The preservation of these lands is seen as crucial for maintaining biodiversity and supporting local communities that rely on them. Critics also contend that these sales primarily benefit wealthy individuals and corporations, further exacerbating income inequality and reducing public access to natural resources. They argue that public lands should remain accessible to all, not just the privileged few. The debate over public land sales is not new to Wyoming. This issue has been a point of contention for decades, reflecting the ongoing struggle between development interests and conservation efforts. The state legislature previously rejected a proposal to transfer all federal land, with the exception of Yellowstone National Park, to state control. This decision was seen as a victory for conservationists who feared that state control could lead to increased development and exploitation of these lands. This earlier decision highlights the complex and often contentious nature of land management issues in the state. Balancing economic development with environmental preservation remains a challenging and divisive issue, one that continues to shape the political landscape of Wyoming. The intersection of personal finance and public service is fraught with ethical considerations. Senate ethics rules are designed to address potential conflicts of interest that may arise when a senator's legislative actions could directly benefit their business interests. Senator Lummis's advocacy for deregulation in the meat industry, her support for anti-competitive investigations, and her backing of the U.S. Beef Act, which focuses on meat labeling, have all come under scrutiny. Critics argue that these positions could potentially benefit her family's beef cattle ranch, Lummis Livestock Company LLC. Similarly, her support for policies that encourage the sale of federal land has raised concerns, given her investment in Sweetgrass Land Co LLC, a real estate development company. Despite the controversy, a closer examination of Senator Lummis's investment strategy suggests a long-term, value-based approach rooted in her deep ties to Wyoming. Despite the controversy, a closer examination of Senator Lummis's investment strategy suggests a long-term, value-based approach rooted in her deep ties to Wyoming. Unlike some politicians who engage in short-term speculative trading, Senator Lummis's investments are primarily in established, family-owned businesses with a long history in Wyoming. This pattern indicates a focus on stability and a commitment to supporting the local economy. Her investments in agriculture, real estate, and local businesses align with the economic realities of Wyoming, a state with a significant rural population and a reliance on industries like ranching and energy extraction. Senator Lummis's investments in Wyoming-based companies and her related legislative actions have sparked debate about the intersection of personal finance and public service. While her supporters view her actions as a reflection of her commitment to her home state and its economic well-being, critics express concern about potential conflicts of interest and the long-term consequences of her policy positions. As the public continues to scrutinize the financial dealings of elected officials, transparency and ethical conduct remain paramount. The coming months and years will reveal whether Senator Lummis's investments and legislative actions will ultimately benefit Wyoming and its residents or raise further concerns about conflicts of interest. Thank you so much for watching our look into Congresswoman Lummis's reinvestment into her represented state. We appreciate the support and ask you to please hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to the channel for easier access to more videos just like this. Thanks again, and until next time. Stay calculating, my friends.